Yo, I have a giveaway going on. Give away a Steam card for the holidays. Go ahead and check that link in the description to the video. That will give you all the directions on how to enter. What you guys later. What's up, everyone? Today we have a different video. I've been playing a lot of duels right now in PvP. A lot. Like, I really should be getting to 60. I'm just doing duels. Like, I couldn't tell you why, but it's so fun. I'm doing a lot of PvP. And basically what I want to go over today is how to properly use a mage when you're doing duels in PvP. Because honestly, it took me so long to really get into the groove of it. Like, I kind of just like stopped playing, switched around with so many other different weapons just because like maze just felt like I was getting locked up so many times in the duel to where I couldn't do anything. So I'm gonna give like some general tips here that's basically gonna help you out and sustain longer in a fight and help you actually, be consistent in your fights and not, go periods of time where you're just like on 0 mana shooting, auto attacks. So let's get straight into this. Okay, so the very first rule when it comes to duels, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this and utilize this themselves, but always make sure that when you are dodge rolling, if you have light armor or if you're even just dodging with medium armor, that you are watching your stamina bar. You always want to roll when you're above 50% of your stamina so you can keep going, because sometimes, if you don't and you get to this gray bar, you're going to be a sitting duck here. If you're out of mana or something, you're going to get caught up in something really bad. So as I'm saying, like, it's going to get, a little hectic when you're in the middle of a fight, but you kind of just have to like use like your peripheral vision, if that's exactly how you say it, to look at your stamina bar to make sure you're over that 50% bar, so you can keep, rolling over and over again. Because if you don't, you're gonna slip up and then you're gonna get hit with something, I promise you. All right, second tip here is to manage your mana. Now, with me, I use the Ice Gauntlet just as my secondary because of how much mana I get with it. But obviously not everyone uses the Ice Gauntlet, and so let me show you exactly how you can sustain your mana just a little bit and kind of negate the downsides of auto attacks, basically. So if you didn't know this, maybe you did, once you reach about 200 intelligence, you get plus 10 mana after a dodge. So typically here, if you see every single time you shoot, it's about 2 every time. I'm thinking like a mana from something else. Okay, I should just roll. But if you see, it's taking like 2 every time, and if you roll, you gain 10 back. So basically, when you're in a fight, most of the times you want to just do like a 3 auto attack combo and then roll back and then get your mana back. If you see, if I just shoot and I just let it regenerate, you see it comes back very slow. Basically, when you're doing your auto attacks, just make sure you do 3 and then you roll over and you get your mana straight back. And if you keep like, being consistent with that, it's really going to help you out. Like, even if you put a couple of move downs, you can still sustain yourself at like, whatever level you were at when you put those last moves down. So it's really good to just kind of keep your stamina in check, keep it like at a certain level that you don't want it to pass. But obviously, if you have Ice Gauntlet as your secondary, you can just jump into this and get your mana back, or use your Pylon with the passives. I actually don't even have right now, but basically, yeah, you want to make sure that you're always getting that roll in. You like really utilize that skill, because I overlooked that so many times, I promise you. Now, another big tip, especially when it comes to mage classes, is understanding your combos, because with a mage, you can't really be as bursty as someone who just has an axe that's just swinging at you continuously. You have no chance of even, doing anything because they're all up in your face. So with the mage, like, you really have to know your combos. With me specifically, when I'm using the Void Gauntlet, I know that if I have my what is this skill called right here? Boom, boom, boom. I know that if I have my Oblivion up and I have my Void Blade up, that once, I hit him with a tether, I can roll straight into him and then put my Oblivion down and pull out my sword at the same time. So basically you can roll over, as soon as you hit the floor, my sword is out. So you know I can just fighting. So basically you gotta know those combos, so when I roll into an enemy, boom, put it down, my sword's already out, because it's like time management. You just get in there and you're straight into like battle mode. So really learn your combos. If you're using something like with the fire staff, in the void gauntlet, maybe you might want to use petrifying scream. Even though petrifying scream I believe is getting nerfed in the next patch, I think like reducing the time by like half or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but petrifying scream, if you use this in combination with the fire staff, or honestly any move, you can really combo into that. So just make sure you know how to burst when you're using magic weapons, because melee weapons have such a big advantage. You can just swing forever. There's not really much of a stamina downside for melee fighters. Just go and just hit you with anything they have, so definitely got to make sure you know your bursting combos when it comes to magic weapons. Alright, so another tip here is to really understand the weight of your gear, especially when it comes to being, a mage class. Movement is very key when it comes to duels and PvP. As you can see, for me, I only have Ice Gauntlet and a Void Gauntlet, so I have no movement when it comes to my moves, compared to like a Fire Staff that allow to zip around, or like that's pretty much the only other mage weapon that does that. I mean, you can use, a rapier, obviously, get a little boost with that. But if you don't have something like that, you really want to make sure that you're immobile, So medium or light armor really does well with that. I have light armor, so like I can really get away most of the time just by rolling like this around. At least get me like out of some sticky situations. If you're wearing heavy armor, I'm assuming you're going to be wearing a tank build in the first place, but when it comes to most mages, you're going to be doing a lot of like, ranged attacks, and having someone close up on you and trying to, get your moves off is really kind of tricky. So they definitely have the upper hand on you. So it's really best to be mobile. As I said, I always use straight light, especially because light also gives you the damage boost. Someone wants to fight here. All right, and the very last tip here, and this is something that's really hard to get down at first, honestly, but it's aiming with your projectiles. Now, if you it comes out pretty slow, and sometimes it's not really going where you want it to go, and it's really weird sometimes. So you have to make sure that when you're shooting with your projectiles, you really get them when they stop, because if not, you're really gonna have to aim ahead. There's kind of like bullet drop, I guess you can say, to where your projectiles aren't going to go exactly where you want them. All right, but that's going to be it for this video. If this video helped you out in any way, go ahead and hit that like button, hit up that comment section. I'm going to be posting a lot more PvP videos soon as I get to level 60. I promise I'm going to get there very soon, hopefully before the update next week. But that's about it. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, and I'll catch you guys later.
In the nighttime, it get tricky. Mess with me, we send that boy straight there. Whoa! Straight to the backseat. Put him work up in the nighttime, and it's getting tricky. I put my sweat and my tears in this bitch, so I swear to God it's getting busy.